3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just shipped.
It's bow time. Ever taste something so good you just get hooked? Like the Bojangler, the only fish sandwich splashed with Bo's famous seasoning. So we're having a fish fry, Bojangles style, spicing up premium fish fillets with the good stuff and slathering them with melty cheese and tangy tartar sauce to hook your taste buds with just one bite. Reel in a Bojangler today, only at Bojangles.
Catch the Bojangler at 4828 Southwest College Road here in Ocala.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Monday, it is April 18th. Yesterday, April 17th, I wasn't on the air, so I wasn't able to tell you this, so I'll tell you now. April 17th, we lost a very good statesman, an inventor, and an American founding father. He died on this day in 1790. We're talking about Benjamin Franklin. Ben Franklin passed away on April 17th, 1790. You know, if you don't know much about Ben Franklin, all the inventions, he invented the bifocal glasses, invented the stove, the stove pipe and iron stove pipe and everything. He did a lot of things with electricity, a lot of different experiments with electricity, although the kite flying with the key in a storm that you always associate with Ben Franklin. And I know it's a great story, and it's great. He was out there with a key, and the lightning struck the key, and so he was able to show that lightning was electricity. My resident native of Philadelphia just walked into the building. Ralph, I don't want to upset you. Oh, well, you probably know this already. That story ain't true, folks. Benjamin Franklin wasn't dumb enough to stand out in a storm with a key on a kite and get electrocuted, okay? He was a little smarter guy than that. He was also somewhat of a ladies' man. He was thought to, when he went to France as an ambassador, to try to woo the French into loaning us money and coming in on the Revolutionary War effort, the young ladies of France were smitten with the older Ben Franklin. Smitten. Ben didn't wear the wigs. Ben didn't put on the powder. Ben was much more educated than most of the aristocracy of France was at the time, even though they thought they were educated. And he was a huge hit with the ladies when he was in France. He's also the first postmaster general. He created the United States Postal Service. And he would not like the bastardization that it has become in the last 50, 60 years. That would not be the post office Ben would like. But Ben Franklin, a very, very good statesman. And now, don't get me wrong. You can go back and see that Ben was a bigot. He had some prejudices, but everybody had prejudices back then. It was openly thought that people of color were savages. And they were treated as such, as wrong as it was. See, there's me teaching history again without having to go through critical race theory, because I'm telling you up front, white people thought they were superior than the people of color. They thought they were tribal savages. They weren't educated. Now, that's erroneous. That is, they just weren't educated the same way the English were or the Scandinavians were. They had their own education. The Aztecs and the Incas of the Mexican area and of Mexico and of Central America, and the Indians of the Mayans of Central America and the Incas of South America, they were all very educated tribes of civilizations of natives that weren't of English descent or weren't of European descent. They just weren't educated in the forms of firearms. Just as the Cherokee Indian Nation and the Seminole Indian Nation, very established nations, the Iroquois Indian Nation, an established society. It just wasn't established the way the Westerners thought it should be established. So they thought they were superior. Just as they thought they were superior to the Africans or the Afrikaans that were traded by the Dutch in the West Indies. So yes, Ben Franklin was not by today's standards, he wasn't the upstanding man we want to make him. But as I've said numerous times, you can't use the morals of today to police yesterday. Ben Franklin was a necessity and a calming voice. Without Ben Franklin, you don't get the Declaration of Independence. Without Ben Franklin, you don't get the Constitution of the United States, because he was the go-between that negotiated deals between all the different factions in Independence Hall during the writing of the Declaration of Independence. Him and George Washington were the two voice of reasons that everybody respected enough to listen to. He hailed from the city of brotherly love. I don't know if you ever been to Philly. I don't know how the hell it got that name. Just be honest. They booed and threw rocks and snowballs at Santa Claus once. Okay? There were rocks in those snowballs. Okay? I literally got accosted at a Atlantic City hotel for cheering for my beloved Atlanta Falcons. A guy walked over and told me this is Philly, this is Eagle country. And then he did the EAGLES Eagles. And then told me he was going to kick my, and I can't say the words he used, little guy, about 5'5", 5'6", having no idea that I was of the same descent as he was, half anyway. He was full-blooded Goomba. And he was a little intoxicated. Told me in no uncertain terms that he was going to kick me around the bar if I didn't stop cheering for the Falcons. That's the Philly fan for you. But they love Ben Franklin too in Philly. Ben Franklin, statesman extraordinaire, founding father, and an inventor that not only invented practical things like the bifocal glasses that are still in use the exact way he invented them. He also created the United States Postal Service, and for a long time it ran very well until Washington decided to loot it, just like they looted everything else that they thought they could make money at. And so Ben Franklin passed away yesterday, and he's one of my favorite people in history. So I wanted to let you know that on this date, April 17th, not today, but yesterday, in 1790, Ben Franklin passed away, a great founding father for the United States. We'll take a break, come back after this with a wrap-up of today's show and get the week started off right. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.